Okay, we've got it. We're
Yeah.
recording. All right. Hi, everybody. It's Allie, and I'm here with Ginny. Ginny is from HippoCampus. And before we start, I wanted to just kind of share her company is actually one that serves more professionals. So this video is more tailored to, I know a lot of the times when I go live, I do it with local businesses that serve seniors and their families. Ginny's business absolutely serves seniors and their families, but I really wanted to interview her here today because I think so many of the professionals that I'm linked with would love to hear about the work that she's doing. So Ginny, thank you so much for agreeing to do this and putting up with our technical issues, but we are recording now. And I'm so excited for everyone to hear about the work that you're doing because I just think it's really cool. So can you introduce yourself and just give us a little bit of information and background as to what it is that you actually do with HippoCampus?
Sure. And thanks, Allie, for having me. So my name is Ginnys Rosen. I'm the owner of HippoCampus headquarters. And HippoCampus headquarters provides activities for individuals that are cognitively impaired, typically dementia and Alzheimer's patients or clients. And we developed a program that is incredibly user-friendly, helps make a true connection between any caregiver and the individual that is cognitively impaired. Games, activities, challenges that they can be successful at, but also just have a good time, maybe laugh, maybe smile, enjoy themselves and have purpose, which is lacking once you've, entered into a dementia stage.
Sure. So I'm so curious to hear more about, like, what's your background? How did you get involved in this? What led you to start the
So
company?
my background,
Yeah.
I actually have two businesses. I've always had a second business. I grew up with entrepreneurial parents. I have a marketing business, marketing and advertising, and now currently most of our clientele provides either senior living and or healthcare, skilled nursing rehab. So how did I get involved with HippoCampus? I had a client involved in senior living, and she called me one day and said, "Oh my gosh, there's a woman here who took educational products, family fun products, and she's developed activities around there. She's here with the Alzheimer's Association, and they're doing activities for our memory care unit." She
Yeah.
said, "I so think there could be a business here." So
Yeah.
she hooked me up with Marianne, and we did our due diligence. We did focus groups and invited not only a consumer at home who's caring for someone, but activity professionals, home care professionals. And we did 3 or 4 focus groups, actually handed out our product. They gave great input. For example, at one point we started with, instead of our grab-and-go bags that we have right now, we had this big contraption that teachers use that have pockets. And right off the bat, someone said, "We don't have room for something like that. We couldn't travel with that." So
Yeah.
we got great input, took all of that in, and about 10 years ago, we rolled out our program. We primarily service senior living communities, also a lot of home care because it is so user-friendly and easy to use.
Yeah. So how does let's say an activities director or life enrichment director, how does your product incorporate into what they're already doing?
Well, I think in a lot of instances, I don't know that there's a lot of truly turnkey programs. So our program comes in a bright yellow tote. There are individual bags that have individual products and specific activities that can take you from someone who's in a very early stage, really can be challenged and be successful, to someone who's in a later stage, could maybe only sort colors. You give them 4 pieces, 2 blue, 2 black. Ask them to sort colors, maybe just stack maybe roll dice, if that's the
Yeah.
extent of it, but to put dice in their hand, have them turn it over. I think because it's turnkey and someone can go visit a client through a home care organization, or, you just have this great yellow big tote and they can grab a bag and go engage with someone in their bedroom or in a family room or a living room. I think that's what supplements their program. The other thing I'll tell you, from talking with the folks that we work with, they'll start a buddy system where they'll ask people, their staff, to engage with someone for 15 minutes a week. So again, because it's so easy to use, they can have volunteers, they can have aides, they can have family members. We had one senior community that brought us in because their family members were asking for something. So I think it's a nice supplement to any programs they have, but also provides just ease of use and, again, fun for
Yeah.
someone who maybe hasn't smiled in a long time.
Right. Oh, I think it's so cool. So is there anything that, like, I know sometimes in the work that I do with seniors or with dementia specifically, there are a lot of things that I wish people saw differently. Is there anything that's like a misconception or something that you wish people knew more about with the work that you do?
Yeah, it's interesting because often we're brought in to do a demonstration. Because it's a second business, I have limited time. So a lot of time I'll go to corporate and say, I'd like to share this and maybe you'll embrace it for your senior communities, or, a franchise organization, if you would be willing to embrace this, I'm happy to do a demonstration. And I, often will go into, there was one organization we did a demonstration for an activity director who was assessing it. We have pentominoes, which are all right angle puzzle pieces in multiple colors. And I remember going over to a woman that was sitting there, and the aide said, "Oh, that's Ruby. She doesn't do anything." Well, I handed her a couple of pieces. She started putting pieces together. I think there's 20 some pieces. They're big puzzle pieces. She got the whole thing together. She noticed that a part of the table was showing through. So she took 3 pieces away and reconstructed it so the table wasn't showing through.
Wow.
She was there. I mean, she's there. She just needs someone to make a true connection with her. So I think, I think there is a misconception that someone who has dementia isn't willing, to help you. And that's another thing we suggest. Don't sit someone down and say, we're going to do an activity, because you might get a no. But if you ask them to help you, or that you invite them. We were in another situation where we were doing an assessment situation. A woman rolled over in her wheelchair. And I asked her if she wanted to sit with us. No. And we were working with our butterflies and flowers. We do a lot of reminiscing, what kind of gardening. She kept popping in. Would you like to move in here? And no. But she was so vocal about the kind of gardening and the butterflies. It's just, it's incredibly rewarding to be able to pull someone out of, pull them out of themselves, and to have them engage with you. Can be nonverbal. It can just be receptive. But it's rewarding. It's incredibly rewarding. And I had a friend who had Alzheimer's. She was struggling with Alzheimer's at the same time that I was introduced to Marianne and developed this business. So it was kind of, I said, Frances had great care providers. But I would have loved to have come home and seen Frances playing beanbag toss on the table, or playing butterflies and flowers, or shut the box and rolling the dice. Because I think not only is it rewarding for the individual who's cognitively impaired, but it's rewarding for the care provider also, because first of all, it gives them some respite. If someone can do an activity by themselves, certainly we always suggest doing it with them initially. But it's that connection that you can truly make.
Yeah. So you talked about like the big yellow bags and they have the different things in them. How often are people like getting new bags, or how does that work?
You know what? We sell individual products also,
Okay.
but the Brainy Day activity program comes in this tote with
Uh-huh.
7 bags. There's 67 activities that we
Wow.
detail. But then, as I
Oh
said,
my
when
gosh.
we did our focus groups initially, and we gave everybody all the bags and they did their activities and played with them, and we'd have activity professionals raising their hand and saying, you could also do this with this. You could
Yeah.
stack this and do this. So we always
Ah.
say, you're only limited by your creativity.
Oh yeah.
People traditionally buy the tote.
The
Yes,
tote. Got it.
sometimes they'll buy multiples. We just
Yeah.
had a group out of Canada who is doing a home care pilot program. So they bought 8 of them.
Wow.
Now, as I say, if you take our food memory cards, you can play Go Fish, you can do concentration, you can just match cards. If someone is working with that, they can work with that for weeks at a time. They're only going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as if they're going to get bored with the activity. They're going to get better at it, which is for someone who is always, feels like they don't get it right, that they can't do anything any longer, to feel like they're doing an activity and they're getting better at it. And certainly you always provide positive reinforcement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I really enjoyed doing that with you today. You were so good at it today. The Brainy Day activity program can last an eternity
That's
and provide
amazing.
lots of fun.
Yeah. So I always like to ask people, because it's just fun to hear, is there anything that you're looking forward to or excited about, either in the work that you do or in the industry?
You know what? I think the one thing I'm hearing more often, which is really, well, I guess there's 2 things. First of all, I think people are starting to advocate for activities,
Mm-hmm.
adding budget for it. So I think they're recognizing now that there is benefit to it. I guess, kind of unilaterally, they're also recognizing that maybe activities will help and reduce the use of medications,
Right.
because activities can help certainly certain behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
If someone is satisfied, if someone is happy, if someone's able to perform, have purpose in life, that's going to help their behavior situations. So I think if we see more and more engagement
Yeah.
and connection and activities, that maybe there'll be less medications used as an alternative.
Sure.
Um, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I think you're totally right. And then last but not least, if people want to get a hold of you and find out more or ask you any questions, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Well, first of all, someone can always reach out to us. Phone number 440-543-4495. Again, 440-543-4495. Our site is HippoCampus headquarters. It's actually HippoCampus, which is the part of the brain, dash HQ.com. And, Allie, honestly, if after this is posted, if someone's interested in our Brainy Day activity program,
Mm-hmm.
and this is only because of you, we do have a coupon field in our shopping cart.
Sure.
And if they put in GIFT, GIFT,
Okay.
it'll give them $25 off the
Oh,
program. Now it's only off the
that's awesome.
program, but
Sure.
I'd be happy to extend that to your listeners.
Wonderful. That's great. And I'm sure a lot of people will take you up on that. Well, thank you so, so much, Ginny. It was so great to hear about what you guys are doing. And of course, anybody watching this, if you would like to get a hold of Ginny, please, please do. I'll tag her in the video and make sure to share that information on how to reach out. And if you ever need me, you know how to reach me as well. All right. Thanks so much, Ginny. Have a good day.
Take care, Allie. Thank you